there. They whisper about him in corners. Did he really do that shit? Monster. Sidewalk cracking motherfucking legend right there. I command you to grow.
Bless up, bless up. It's your boy Big Truck. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet so I can expose your age.
Message.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Bruley, Police Chief of the City of Brooklyn Park. Behind me is a bunch of amazing police chiefs that are here in support of a very short but very important message that we want to share with you. Recently, as the last 2 weeks, we, as law enforcement community, have been receiving endless complaints about civil rights violations in our streets from U.S. citizens. What we're hearing is they're being stopped in traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally.
And that is against the law. They cannot do that. But we're going to dive deep into it. Shout out to all my fellow law enforcement officers, because I work on that side in corrections. Let's continue to feast.
As this went on over the past 2 weeks, we started hearing from our police officers the same complaints as they fell victim to this while off duty. Every one of these individuals is a person of color who has had this happen to them.
So they're not just targeting the Latin community or those that are illegal. They're targeting all races, black, white, if you are Caribbean, islander descent. This is really happening in real time. But I guarantee you, I guarantee you, they're going to fuck around and find out. Let's continue.
In Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, prevented her from recording it. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction. And after the officer became so concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down. The agents then immediately left after hearing this, making no other comments, no other apologies, just got in their vehicles and left.
Of course, because even they know the law. Maybe they don't know the law. But when you come against a law enforcement official, whether they're a peace officer, security officer, corrections officer, they all know their rights. And when they exercise their rights, there ain't nothing else they can do. So we got to pay attention, people. We have to pay attention. Always keep your eyes on the swivel. Let's continue.
Wish I could tell you that this was an isolated incident. In fact, many of the chiefs standing behind me have similar incidents with their off-duty officers. This isn't just important because it happened to off-duty police officers, but what it did do is we know that our officers know what the Constitution is, they know what right and wrong is, and they know when people are being targeted, and that's what they were. If it is happening to our officers, it pains me to think of how many of our community members are falling victim to this every day. It has to stop. This behavior erodes the trust that these police chiefs have worked tirelessly for the last 5 years and theoretically the last 60 years to stop this exact behavior from happening.
And here we go.
New York City, not your playground.
Lieutenant, we're just doing
Your job ends at the city line. We run things down here.
Shout out to my people in New York, my family in New York. Shout out to New Yorkers. This right here, this is going to spread like wildfire, and you're going to see a lot of law enforcement stepping up like this. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, but I'm going to continue to let it play. Like I said, locker room conversation. As adults, we're going to talk about this. This has got to stop. However, we rule out nothing. We put all things on the table and we talk about it, what the possibilities could be. But this is totally out of order. And shout out to law enforcement officers in New York City. If you're watching this video and you're from New York, put a number 1 in the chat.
The your own, sir. Good. You're under arrest for unlawful detainment and impersonation of a police officer. You don't have any to me now. What?
You see, when the New York officer is reciting the law, look at the fake ICE informant. He ain't got shit to say.
Nothing to say? You think you can snatch people up down here? Huh? Not in my city. You're just cowards hiding behind masks. Yo, they really come from ICE.
But see, if you really come from ICE, you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be behaving that way. If you really come from ICE, you would have the proper documentation. I work corrections, U.S. Marshal detainees, ICE detainees. I have friends that are ICE officers. Even they say they never move this way. They always have something signed by the judge in order to get an individual or individuals with the S at the end.
No, this is no jurisdiction here. Zip tie him. Lock him up. You are under arrest. This is illegal. Hey, back up.
You back up. Pop, snap. You don't have any power in our city. We run things here.
Now that's a sister. That's a queen right there. Respect on top of respect. Go ahead, girl. Go on, girl.
You hear me?
We're doing our job, Sergeant.
Your job ends at that federal line. Down here, you're just guys in black hoodies grabbing people off trains. Not anymore.
Hey, back up.
You back up. Pop, snap.
Stay down, man. Stop twisting.
Cuffs secure. Weapons out of holster.
Look at the people. Weapons out of holster. Make sure the situation is secure. Cuff them up. Take them. Now, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to process their ass. That's against federal law. And I love how the people of New York is rallying around law enforcement. This right here is going to put a lot of law enforcement officers back in good people's grace with this going on. Watch what I tell you. But it's also, we'll get to it.
Notify transit, we got 3 in custody, now southbound.
Stay down, man. Stop twisting.
Cuffs secure.
You think nobody sees you hiding behind a mask?
Step back, officer.
Nah, not today. Stop hiding behind masks. You want to snatch people up? Do it in the daylight. You can play those games in other states, but not in New York.
Don't brave, let them see your face. Hey, whoa. Yeah, that's who you are. Remember that. Not today. You don't come in here and snatch people at a parade. Not
You gonna come to a parade? Man, fuck that. Shout out to New York PD. Shout out to NYPD. Much love and respect. Let's go. Now watch other officers in other states, other agencies in other states do this exact same thing. Start exposing their ass.
And here we go.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm here looking for Marcos de la Cruz. Is he here?
Now, I'm gonna tell you where he fucked up at. Where the fake ass ICE officer fucked up at. Where's your documentation? Where's your paperwork? I know people that work for ICE. They don't never come to no one's home without any paperwork. And in some cases, they would have law enforcement officials with them.
Can I ask why?
Hey, listen, I gotta ask him a few questions though. Do me a favor, can you open the door for me, please?
Now we can speak like this.
Marco de la Cruz, is he here or not?
I don't answer any questions, man.
Listen, man, don't make this complicated, okay?
I like how the brother is handling himself. Personally, he stood too long at that door. Okay? He should have read his rights, stated his rights, and closed the door. That's what he should have done. But he stood too long at that door talking.
If you don't open the door, I'm gonna have to kick the door open. Is Marco de la Cruz in there, yes or no?
I do not wish to speak with you or answer any questions.
And it's against the law. They can't just kick the door in. But once again, most people play off of what you don't know. So it is always best for you to know your laws.
I consent any search of my person, belongings, or home. I'm exercising my right to remain silent, and I want to speak to a lawyer. If you are here to enter my home, please show me a judicial...
Look at his body language. Look at his body language. He already knows.
Warrant signed by a judge with my name and address through the window or under the door.
Listen, I don't have a warrant, but if you don't open the door, I will go get a warrant. And if I go in there, you're going to be under arrest for obstruction, okay?
Well, I'll wait then.
Okay. Do you want to be under arrest? If I get a warrant and come in here, everybody's going to be under arrest.
No, I'm not going to open the door. I'm sorry.
You're making this way too complicated for yourself, kid. All right, open the door. I'm just here for De La Cruz. That's it.
I already said no, so you can leave.
Okay, I'm going to have to get a warrant, man. I'll come back and I'll talk to you then, okay?
No, damn well they ain't going to come back. They not.
All right, whatever.
All right, let's go.
And here we go.
Hey, how you doing? Can I talk to you for a second? Open the door. Hey, this is the police. Open the door.
Now, again, we have to pay attention to these scenarios and pay attention to these clips. I'm playing them for a reason to educate a large number of y'all. Most play off of what you don't know, okay? A real ICE agent will always have their information right there at hand, number one. Number two, they have the proper credentials, okay? Number three, you don't have to open up your door and answer any of their questions if you do not want to. And you have to be willing to exercise those rights.
Do not wish to speak with you or answer questions. I do not consent to any search of my person and belongings or home. I am exercising my rights to remain silent, and I want to speak to a lawyer. If you are here to enter my home, please show me a judicial warrant signed by a judge with my name and address through the window or under the door.
All right, I understand that. Hey, listen, I noticed you got a thin blue line sticker on your vehicle outside. Do you support law enforcement?
Yeah, I backed the blue.
All right, well, thank you for the support. Have a good day, okay?
All right, thank you.
And here we go.
Yeah! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run! Hit and run! Hit and run! Look, hey, watch out with that weapon! That weapon! Yo, watch out! What's wrong with you? You hit it! You hit her! Yo! What's wrong? You hit her! You hit her! You guys hit her! You guys hit her! What's wrong with y'all? Y'all hit her? Y'all bust a whole U-turn in the middle of the street!
This right here is sad. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to strike up martial law. Or this is their way of enforcing martial law, or martial law is here, coming in this form. Could this be, I'm just saying, could this be military and most not know it? Look at how in shape they are. Look at their body frame. There's little things you have to pay attention to that most are not paying attention to. I look into things instead of looking at things.
Her! Y'all on camera! Leave her alone! She ain't even do shit. She trying to go to work. She's trying to go to work.
What the fuck?
Yo, what? Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart.
So you dragged a woman out of her car. You dragged a woman out of her car to detain her, to cuff her. For what? What law has she broken? What did she do to deserve to get put in cuffs? This shit right here, I'm trying to tell y'all. This, what's going to end up happening, you're going to see all, you want to talk about division, right? You want to talk about unity? Let's talk about unity. This act right here, I'm going to pause it. This right here, you're going to see races come together. You're going to see races come together and they're going to start unaliving these fake ass ICE agents. Watch what I tell you. You're going to get individuals that's going to get so fed up because those that know how it used to go back in the days where a lot of the immigrants would go to the black communities and the black communities would take their in. And that's why you have a large number of mixed babies now, mixed families now, because they took them in. These cats ain't going to the hood.
Message. saying that they can and will break into your house without a warrant signed by a judge. Let's talk about it. A private internal memo has officially been leaked and shows that department officials are authorizing ICE to illegally break into homes. A whistleblower reported all of this to Congress in a report that says acting ICE Director Todd Lyons authorizes ICE agents to forcibly enter into certain people's homes without a judicial warrant, consent, or an emergency. Mind you, there's a major difference between a judicial warrant, which is signed by a judge and issued by a court, as opposed to an administrative warrant, which is just a bullshit paper that ICE writes internally to lie to people.
And people, I'm going to tell you something. Do your research. All of this, you can look up. Okay? You can look it up. I'm actually going to leave a link in the description box where you can know the difference between the two. Fuck that. I'm going to take a snapshot. I'm going to take a snapshot and I'm going to put it up so you know the difference between the two so that you don't get caught up. Boy, thank God for internet, because I'm going to tell you something. Everything is going to spread. People across internet, the word is going to spread. Please share this video. Please let your peoples know.
And say that there's a warrant for their arrest. ICE exploits the language barrier that immigrants have and the fact that people don't know the difference between the two warrants into easily being fooled into complying to whatever the fuck the ICE agents say.
Because they'll be scared, and they'll be scared and they don't know. No, now you know. Trust me, now you know what to do. Now you know how to speak.
Fucked up part about it is that the memo specifically acknowledges that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has not historically relied on administrative warrants alone to arrest aliens in their place of residence. And bitch, yes, because administrative warrants are internal documents issued by immigration authorities that authorize the arrest of a specific individual but do not permit officers to forcibly enter private homes or other non-public spaces without consent.
ICE officers that I know, they don't do that. They follow things to a T. All right? They follow things to the T. And they have a warrant signed by the judge saying, nah, go get this person. Go get these individuals. I'm giving you the right, basically, to enter their home, their establishment.
Only warrants signed by judges carry that authority. They know this, and yet the memo instructs ICE agents to break the law anyway, saying, to be clear, a Form 1205 is not a search warrant and should only be used to enter the residence of the subject to conduct an administrative immigration arrest. And they also know that they're breaking the law because the memo is addressed to all ICE personnel, but it has been shown to only select DHS officials who then shared it with some employees who were told to read it and then return it. One of the two whistleblowers was allowed to view the memo only in the presence of a supervisor and then had to give it back. That person was also not allowed to take notes. They literally made people read this memo under supervision and hand it back without taking notes because they knew that shit was illegal. And they're banking on the fact that most Americans won't care because it's just immigrants. But constitutional rights don't fucking have asterisks. Either the Fourth Amendment protects everybody with due process or it protects no one. And right now, ICE is betting that you won't do shit about it.